used to be much shorter. Nadia Comaneci all those years ago with, we're on, are we? Michael, can I have a coffee? Hello, everyone. We've got 4 beautiful girls from Crazy Sexy Cool. Thank you, sir. You just spilled it all over the place, but that's all right. Nobody can see that. Coming in on the panel very shortly, the letters that they'll be talking about are these. Given the statistics nowadays, should a girl not expect to stay married for life? What a great letter for the girls from Crazy Sexy Cool. They're all gorgeous. Letter number 2, I saw a multitude of emotional displays at the Olympics, which is fair enough, but not when it's accompanied by expressions of totally inconsolable, self-centred disappointment. Swimming team in particular. Last letter tonight. Am I destined to have a horrible relationship with my beautiful sister forever? Oh, they're only young, but they're bitchy. All these letters and the beautiful panellists coming up in about 10 seconds. Don't go away. Thank you for the coffee, Michael. We'll see you all very shortly. Cheers.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour. Here we go, it's time for Sweet and Sour.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Terrific to have you with us. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half hour. 4 beautiful ladies from Crazy Sexy Cool. First up, hello, Gemma.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You're a very clever lady too. A graduate in law.
I am.
You're working in the industry.
I am. Don't hold it against me.
You've heard all those lawyer jokes.
I have. I won't bill you for my time.
Oh, okay. In six-minute lots?
That's it.
Oh, atrocious. How does a woman like you, who's got a busy work schedule, actually fit in time for Crazy Sexy Cool as well?
Weekends and after hours. There are a lot of hours in the day and I don't get a lot of sleep.
You must have a lot of clients who just ring up and say, can I book Gemma for 6 minutes at a time?
I wish. 6 years at a time.
Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
And the beautiful Caitlin from Crazy Sexy Cool is here as well. What's your background?
I've got 2 degrees from University of WA. One's in commerce.
Beautiful and brainy, this lot.
With a triple major. The other is in science with a double major in psychology.
2 degrees.
Yes.
Triple major.
5 majors altogether.
Righto, we're moving on. I'm looking that big compared to these girls. Righto, Inga, please, don't put me to shame. What, you got a degree as well?
I do.
Oh, jeepers. What's yours?
I'm actually a CPA qualified accountant.
Snap! What do you do? Jinx? That sort of thing. Yeah, me too.
We've got something in common.
Why did you do that?
I don't really know. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I thought, why not be an accountant? Can't really go wrong knowing about money and how the world works.
Okay,
so
have you commenced any career steps into
I
CPAville?
No, I'm a qualified CPA. Finished.
So you're actually working as a CPA
I
now?
am. I finished my CPA actually earlier. I did a... I'm stuck for words.
That's all right, you're allowed to. Accountants are like that.
We're numbers people, that's the problem.
We're numbers people, that's
right.
it. Do you enjoy it though?
It's okay, it's good. I don't mind it. I work for a really great firm and it's a lot of fun.
Do you want to give them a hello?
Sure. Prospero Partners in Subiaco, guys, for all your accounting needs.
Prospero
Prospero.
Partners. Oh, very, very clever, very clever. All right. And our last panellist. Hello, the gorgeous Yvonne.
Hello.
Now, are you studying, qualified? Where are you along the educational stage?
I applied for university and then deferred, but I am going to be doing speech pathology.
Another one. All right, they're all clever tonight on this show this evening, all from Crazy Sexy Cool. Hello, the beautiful Michaela, who's organised all the women for us tonight. Yes, hello. Are you ready to do some work, ladies?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Hi, Sweet and Sour. I think I'm in love with someone who by habit will not be in love with me forever. He's been divorced twice. That's okay. There are plenty who have had 2 unsuccessful marriages, and on average, I'm sure that can happen and quite often. My man is 44, very successful in business, very focused, has 3 kids already, and wants to marry me next year. He expects it won't last because his last 2 didn't. Can I change his attitude? Will I be strike 3 in his marriage lineup? Has he just been unlucky or is it his fault? I'm 30, I love him. My family has enormous reservations, as do all my girlfriends. He said to me that he promises to be a great provider for me and any kids that we have, whether we're together or not in the long run. At least he's honest, and given the statistics, nowadays should a girl not expect to stay married for life? Davina of Montville in Queensland writes, okay, Inga, you're first up.
Absolutely, she should expect to be married for life. I think that's half the problem with that mentality. That's why they say 2/3 of marriages or something break up.
He's got a problem.
No, I think that mentality, that thinking that possibly marriage isn't for life and going into a marriage thinking that
it's going to cause catastrophe.
Why it breaks up in the first place. You should not be thinking that before you get married.
But he has that, and she's got a bloke who thinks like that. Should she ditch him?
I think the fact that she's questioning it in the first place, and she's even said that he expects that they'll break up, I think that says enough in itself. And I think when you know something's right in your heart of hearts, you would never question it for a second.
There's no reason why a girl should not expect the fairy tale. That's what you want out of marriage. You want it to last forever. You're going into it expecting it to last forever. Things happen along the way, perhaps.
That's right, but I think at the beginning it's a lifelong commitment, and obviously sometimes things change and your perspective on life changes. But when you go into it in the beginning, it's just like anything else that you commit to in life. You should go into it 110%.
110%. Okay.
And I think she's young. She's 30. Why go into somebody else's baggage? She can
There's
achieve.
a lot of baggage there. He's got
right.
2 kids and 2 families.
I wouldn't go there.
He's got 3 kids.
Yep.
And 2 families. Oh my goodness. All right, Yvonne.
Oh, I hate to be the person to agree, so maybe I should disagree just for the sake of argument.
You can
just
do
for a
that
bit
if
of
you like.
fun.
That's
Right.
good television.
Well, I was going to say that I definitely wouldn't go near him.
You'd
just
get rid of
because
him.
I would get rid of him, but
That's good TV.
yeah, but why not? Why not just try and go into it and maybe get counselling or something like that? And
So what do you
kinda
try and
work
do?
it
Do you
out.
sit down with him, take him to counselling and try and change his perspective before you get into it?
Yeah, I wouldn't touch him at all until I knew that he was ready to dive into that relationship. Like if he said or had the mentality that he was ready for a relationship and that he would, try for a marriage, then yeah, go for it, definitely. Try and keep him, but you've got to try and sway him to actually believe that.
Yeah. Got to try and get him across the line. I know a lot of blokes in similar positions, and they're very focused business people, and they see their partner as being that person that can give them that complete sense of happiness outside of the business world. And the business world, in terms of emotional stability, offers you that much. And they place all their eggs in the basket of the partner, and it just doesn't work because you've got to find happiness within. What do you do with this sort of bloke? Come on, Inga.
Gemma?
Gemma.
Gemma.
Okay, that's okay. Look,
Twice.
I mean, even if all marriages don't end with happily ever after, I think they should at least start with the best intentions. I mean, he's starting with 1 foot out the door already. He's setting this marriage up for failure, and she says he's going to provide for any kids that we might have. Do you want to bring kids up into a family where the clock's ticking, and if you have an argument, you're scared he's going to run out the door? I don't want to bring kids up in that environment, and I think
You're setting yourself up to have kids without a dad that's around.
yeah, exactly.
Plenty of
And
money,
I mean,
but
there are plenty of chances that it's not going to work out well, on statistics anyway. Why would you set yourself up for that? You deserve better.
Okay, would you necessarily allow yourself to fall in love with a bloke who's been married twice before and that sort of track record?
I'd be pretty nervous, but I don't think love's something you can choose. I think when you fall in love, you're in love. But I mean, my advice to Davina would be to listen to her friends and family. If your friends and family aren't sure, then generally they're the ones that can see the wood from the trees.
When you can't, because
Exactly.
you're blindly in love and you think he's everything. Oh. So if you found yourself in love and your family was telling you get out, what would you do?
For the reasons in this letter, I would really have to consider whether it would be the right thing for myself and any future children that I did want.
An easy job or not an easy job?
Not an easy job at all. Not an easy job at all.
Yeah, that love trap's very hard to get out of. When we come back, we're going to swap themes and we're going straight to the Olympics. See you then. Did you watch the Olympics?
I did, yeah.
Gemma, I want to put you in Gemma. Oh man, it's hard. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter, send it to the address that's appearing on your screen right now, which is letters@sweetandsour.net.au. And for every letter that lands here, and we like and we discuss, we're going to send you to the movies, courtesy of the very gorgeous Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. And there's the movie we're sending you to, Sapphires, starring...
Jessica Malvoy.
Oh, you're very clever to know that. Has it started at the movies yet?
It has.
I think it
It
has.
has?
Yeah.
Has it? No wonder
It's
you know
about
that.
an Aboriginal singing group who travelled to Vietnam, I think, from memory. Yeah.
Okay. And if you'd like to give us a little tick on Facebook, we'd appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. Here we go, letter 2. The Emission Panel. While many of our Olympians were wonderful examples for young people to look up to, others were utterly atrocious and displayed shameful behaviour when it came to sportsmanship. In particular, the majority of our swimming team left me totally disgusted. Instead of being proud of achieving selection and appreciative for all the monies raised by the taxpayer and those of us who directly contributed, they seemed upset and not having their expectations met. I saw a multitude of emotional displays at the Olympics, which is fair enough, but not when it's accompanied by expressions of totally inconsolable, self-centred disappointment. What brats! Some of them, the bronze-placed relay team for example, then had the hide to Facebook negative comments suggesting it's the public's fault for not raising enough money, and had we, they would have come first. I'm so appalled. And they have team psychologists. Boy, do they have a lot to answer for. Someone better put these sporting anti-heroes in their places. Aussies always demand a fair go, and we always despise brats. They've had a fair go, and because of their behaviour, I will not be supporting Australian swimming ever again, and I don't believe the taxpayer ought to be coughing up to produce these un-Australian behaviours. And it comes to us from Margaret of Salisbury in South Australia. Okay, Caitlin, did you watch the Olympics?
I did. I watched a lot of Olympics.
Did you like it?
I loved it. Watched all the horse riding, all the gymnastics and the diving.
I think the swimmers were glad they were in the first week, because the second week actually we did really well.
Yeah.
We had plenty of good attitudes coming out of them.
Yeah.
Did you think there were some poor displays in attitude, or you just thought they were emotional?
Well, I'm glad that the swimming team didn't trash and shop windows on a boozy night out like the rowing team. But I do think that there was some behaviours in that should need to be answered for. Social media does have a lot to blame for this though. We hype everything up, everything is discussed on Facebook in a very public forum, so...
And we're all very critical on
Yeah,
when we can be. If
they're
somebody asks you for an opinion, you give one.
Yep. So I think their disappointment was probably a lot more than they may have anticipated. However, I don't think that we should be fickle with our support. I think that they're obviously going through a rough time at the moment. They'll be disappointed more than anyone, and we should continue to support them through this time.
All right, Gemma. Did you watch?
I did watch.
Did you watch a lot?
Oh, I watched a fair amount.
Did you
as
watch
much
the
as
swimming?
I could. I did watch some swimming,
Okay.
yes.
Did you see any of this behaviour that Margaret's talking about?
I think it was basically brought out in the media afterwards, wasn't it, really? It was reported on in the media. I didn't see it at the time, but...
So you were unaware of it. It's people's perspectives and a media angle.
Yeah, I think, as Caitlin said, the social media has a lot to answer for in bringing it to light. But, I mean, I feel a little bit like, if I'd been training for 4 years and I didn't win, I'd be disappointed. Yep. I wouldn't be blaming...
Normal human reaction.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what these guys do 7 days a week. They get up early, they forego social... They're young people, they forego social things. I think, we shouldn't be so hard on them. I mean, there are a few bad apples who are blaming the Australian public, but I really don't think that the majority of the swim team are blaming the public. And absolutely, I don't think we should withdraw our support. These are young people who are disappointed. Let them have their disappointment. They're human beings.
Great. Yvonne, generally they did us all proud and we're delighted that they represented us well. Does the swimming team really have anything to answer for, or is it just a media angle?
I think it is probably just a bit of a media angle. I mean, I wouldn't really be getting that antsy about them getting a little bit upset. I think that in regards to the taxpayer comment as well, saying that our taxpayers shouldn't be spending that money, I think most of the funding comes from private sponsors anyway. Again, those boys, they've been training for a long time. I'd be pretty upset as well, and you know, like why not get a little bit upset? And it's, you know, we've been training them as well to be really competitive. It's part of Aussie spirits to be competitive, and we also, you know, we're not there for a haircut, we're there to win. So
yeah. I saw a comment by John Coates who said it's got nothing to do with money, we're really well funded, it's all to do with the management of the team. So if anybody's to blame, it's the management of the team rather than proportionally we're very well funded per head of our swim team and our other competitors as well. Okay, Inga.
Hi.
Okay, you're going to be controversial?
No, Margaret, I think you're being a bit harsh on them. I think, you know, this is what they've been leading up to, if not for 4 years, maybe their whole life. It's what they've been training for. And I mean, it's just such a release of stress and pressure having finished that race. And I think they cry when they win, they cry when they lose. I don't think there's any difference. It's just them showing that they're really passionate about the win. And if they had won, they would have cried, and I don't think we would have received a letter like this. The Facebook comments are a little bit unappreciative, yes, but I guess it's just their way of dealing with their disappointment as well. And most of them are fairly young, and it's just the way of them dealing with it socially, I guess.
Yeah, and to be fair as well, 4 years ago and 8 years ago, etc., you wouldn't have had all this social media, so our Olympians could get straight on straight away.
Right.
And I'm sure there would have been just as much disappointment in a lot of the individuals who it didn't quite make where they thought they'd come. But they did us well, they did us proud. We didn't cause too much damage over there. We didn't take flags down or anything like that.
Having said that though, I think that they do have some behaviour to answer for. I think that needs to be looked at and rectified for next Olympics.
And they will.
Yeah.
And they will. I think the message is out there. When we come back, we're going to be talking about family sibling rivalry. Don't go away, more of the girls from Crazy Sexy Cool when we come back. See you soon. Who's got a sister?
You are watching Sweet and Sour. Thank you very much. I think we should have sex now.
Oh, here we go. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour, straight into the third letter. Hello, Mitch and panellists. My sister has brown eyes and is 2 years older than me. She's gorgeous and men just flock to her. She's smart, much smarter than me, but is so jealous of me, I just don't know what to do. She's always telling me in a very bitchy tone that I'm the one with the blue eyes and long lashes, so I don't need any help with anything. She always introduces me as the pretty one, but also the dumb one. I'm not dumb, I'm just not as smart as she. I've never been interested in any boy that she's been out with, although she's always flirting with mine, and I just ignore it. I burst into tears once when we were in a nightclub together because she just treated me like a pesky little sister hanging around, but all she could do is tell me to go home and stop embarrassing her. I really love her and miss our closeness that we had up until I was 17 and she was 19 almost 5 years ago. Please let me know what I could possibly do here, or am I destined to have a horrible relationship with my beautiful sister forever? And it comes to us from Maggie of Claremont in WA, Claremont. Oh, can they be bitchy in Claremont, Gemma? Tell me.
Oh, look. Obviously they can. You know, I really feel for you, Maggie. This is a really difficult situation. Family is so important, you know, and it makes me wonder what happened. You say up till 17 you had a great relationship with your sister. Makes me wonder whether something happened at that time that perhaps even you're not aware of.
That happened for a sister.
Yeah, I mean, she's 24 now. She should know better. I mean, this is not really on, and absolutely you shouldn't be putting up with her saying you're dumb and, you know, being rude to you out in front of friends.
But what do you do? How do you turn her around?
Well, obviously you have to do it very diplomatically. I think speaking to your sister is probably the best way to go, but to handle it in a very calm and diplomatic manner, because...
Is the sister really going to want to listen to any of this though?
I mean, perhaps she's not, but at least you know that you've done everything you can, and obviously it's troubling you, so I think to perhaps go on without saying anything is not the best course of action for you. If you confront her, perhaps it'll make you feel a little bit better about the situation, knowing that you've done everything you can. Okay,
Caitlin, why wouldn't you write your sister off and just go on with your own life? Get your own friends. Stop going out with her.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned that maybe Maggie might be the problem here.
Ooh.
See, I don't know. I get the impression that she's still going out with her sister. Maybe they both need some space. Maggie may need to spend some time doing a hobby or, you know, growing as a person herself, so that she can have an adult, healthy relationship with her sister.
It sounds like she's very jealous though. I'm the one with the blue eyes and the long lashes.
My sister has brown eyes and maybe long lashes. It's all right.
And I'm a guy who really loves brown eyes. My girlfriend has very dark brown eyes. She's gorgeous. I love blue eyes too. You've got very blue eyes. They're very, they're very lovely. All right. Sisters can be bitchy. Yes?
I'm
You've
not
got
sure.
very dark eyes too.
I do.
Sisters can be bitchy. That's just a normal part of life. Do they grow out of it, or is there something that you have to do? Do you have to intervene and really bring it to a head? Or is that the die cast forever and a day and she's going to have a horrible relationship with her sister forever?
No, I'm actually wondering if something did occur. Perhaps it was over a boy, or maybe comments were made by friends and family as well, where her sister feels insecure about
insecure.
Maggie. Yeah, that's it. And I think it actually will be stemming from a boy at that age. I think that's probably most insecurities come from. Perhaps a boyfriend mentioned something about you being better than her. I'm not sure.
Something that she's possibly never going to know about.
Some insecurity, that's right. I think you've got to remember you're always going to be blood. You're going to be sisters no matter what. You should probably talk to her. If you can't talk to her without being too emotional, I'd probably write her a letter just explaining how you feel and telling her you love her and, you know, this really hurts you. Maybe spend some time having your own friends and not going out with her as much. But I think once she settles in life and perhaps finds a nice boy and a career and finds that content within herself, she'll probably come back to you and you guys will have a much better relationship then.
If she practices all that you've said and she sits down or even writes her a letter and she then still doesn't get the response that she wants, what does she do?
My idea.
Hit the high road. All right, come on, Yvonne.
Okay, firstly, what I've got to say is first world problems. Really, I don't think that this is that big an issue.
Very true. First world problem.
First world problems. I think that you both really need to grow up a little bit. Just talk to each other. It's not that difficult. If you're a bit pissed off at each other, then just say something. If she made you cry when you're out clubbing, why didn't you just say to her, dude, that's not cool, like, why would you do that? I'm not going to talk to you, or I'm not going to do this, you know, I don't know.
And why do you put yourself in the position to be made a
Exactly,
fool of?
yeah, you are making yourself inferior, and she's obviously dominating you, so just step up and just grow up a little bit.
I think you would confront your own friends, so why not confront your sister? They're your friend as
Exactly,
well.
yeah.
Well, just
But
go
I think
and
maybe there's other things going on here. I mean, maybe the sister is, you know, maybe she doesn't want to confront her sister because she doesn't want to make a scene in the middle of Claremont. I mean, poor Maggie, I don't think she's the only
Yeah, and that would be reasonable.
Yeah, you know, she's obviously struggling with this and first world problems, but everyone has their own perspective and everything is important to the individual. So if she's writing to us, she's concerned.
Okay, first world problem again. We've got to give away a pair of a limited edition sunnies, courtesy of Alon Trees and Aussie Opticals. Which letter did we like to give away the pair? Okay, tell me.
Our favourite letter was the first letter from Davina on Montville, Queensland.
Well, there's a lot of posters going on there. For those sunnies coming out to Queensland, Montville, Maggie. No, not Maggie. Who is it? Davina. Davina.
Yeah.
Everybody concur?
Yes.
We concur.
Well, I liked letter 2.
Too bad.
The Olympics,
Too
topical.
bad. Too bad. You know, next show you can get your own. All right. Ladies, it's been terrific having you on the show.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Where does Crazy Sexy Cool have its upcoming promotions? Anywhere that you want to tell us, or
Wherever, go to Facebook.
go to Facebook and have a look?
Like us
it
on
on Facebook.
Yeah.
Gemma, it's been a delight to meet you, and
Thank
fantastic
you.
for
Lovely
being on
to
the
meet
panel.
you too.
We'll see you again on the show.
Thank you.
Terrific. Caitlin,
Thank you.
2 degrees, 5 majors. Man, you put us all to shame. Inga,
Yes.
fantastic.
Thank you.
And Yvonne,
Yes. Thank you for having me.
pleasure to have you. All right, ladies, I'd love to have you all back sooner or later. All want to come back?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes,
Terrific.
definitely.
Thank all of our wonderful panellists tonight. Thank our terrific crew, and thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night. Bye-bye. There's the music.